A lot is going on here. Our next guest is an Iranian-born author, activist who founded the Atheist Republic movement and built an international network advocating for a secular government and freedom of expression for people living under religious authoritarian rule. Armin Navabi joins us now. Armin, thank you so much for the time. First off, answer this question as best you can from your perspective. Where is the resistance and how are they? How are they reacting here?
The resistance is ready for the command and call to action by Prince Reza Pahlavi. They have been told right now to stay at home and don't come outside. And we're getting the same message from Prince Reza Pahlavi, President Trump, and Prime Minister Netanyahu. This plan has been, from the very beginning, it has been so that the American and Israeli-led military operations remove the suppressing power of the Islamic Republic. And the whole plan from day one is to give the Iranian people an opportunity to take back their country. I do have to also mention that I speak on behalf of many Iranians that we are so grateful. I'm constantly in touch with the people inside Iran, and one thing that they ask me to mention every chance that I get is to show how grateful they are to President Trump and the American servicemen and women involved in this military operation. And so many Iranians, especially Iranians outside of Iran who get to speak freely, are giving their condolences and holding the pictures of the American men and women who fell in this battle, and they are showing a lot of respect and condolences. And I just can't tell you how much Iranian people right now inside Iran absolutely love President Trump for doing this. And I think the whole world needs to see that.
And we can't see that because currently, for some reason, for some remarkable reason, the Iranian regime has been able to just hold on. They're holding on by their fingernails, but they're still there, parading their cardboard figures. So do you think that the Ayatollah is, in fact, dead or so injured he can't actually come forward? What do you think is actually happening within the leadership structure inside the IRGC?
So I think there's a lot of division right now. There's a lot of infighting. We don't know yet if the Ayat Mujtaba Khamenei is alive or dead, but he is somewhat irrelevant right now. The IRGC has full control. A lot of people outside of Iran don't know that a coup has taken place. The IRGC has been waiting for a moment where the power gets transition for the transition of power from the office of the supreme leadership to IRGC to be complete. And now, whether Mujtaba is alive or dead, that message that you read from Mujtaba Khamenei, every single line of that has been written by IRGC. Even if he's alive, he's now a puppet of IRGC, and the IRGC has full control. But something that people need to realize regarding the IRGC is that IRGC is fragmented, and there's division among them right now as well. Because of the power vacuum, the division makes them weak. And talking about division, the Iranian people have never been more united. So the Iranian people against the Islamic Republic, and this is the beauty of these operations, because the Iranian people, the Israelis, and the Americans all have a mutual enemy, which is the Islamic Republic. And the Iranian people, under the leadership of Prince Reza Pahlavi, they become very united, and all of the infighting that the opposition had before is now nowhere to be seen. So we're right now at a situation where the Islamic Republic, the IRGC, I follow their channels, I follow the content, I follow their YouTube videos, their Apparat videos, their Telegram channels. They have never been this divided. So this makes them very weaker. So this is actually the #1 fear of the Islamic Republic. You're talking about the cardboard cutout, all the propaganda. The reason for all of that is because the Islamic Republic, more than the American and Israeli bombardments, more than even the Iranian people coming into the streets, the #1 fear they have is their own people turning against them. That's why they need the propaganda. That's why they constantly need to lie about taking down F-35s, sinking the USS Abraham Lincoln, talking about Tel Aviv being completely blown into dust. They always say that because they need their own followers to think that they're strong. And this is why humiliating them and making fun of them is part of this war, because the more they're humiliated, the more their supporters get disappointed, and the more we get closer to the fall of the Islamic Republic. Image is saving face, and image is part of this warfare right now for the Islamic Republic.
So if they are afraid of their people, isn't now the time for the people to come together and rise up against them from the inside?
Well, they have been told not to yet. So they have been told by President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu and Prince Reza Pahlavi to stay home until they give the signal to come out. So they're following the advice of all and the
What that seems to allude to is the fact that the alliance that is going against this is not done yet. They're not done with taking out the key targets inside the regime.
So right now the plan is the people who are outside should be the regime forces, right? So if you are not with the regime, you need to stay home for the Israeli and American drones to do their job. So the plan right now is because we saw the Iranian people, the brave Iranian people in early January, they came out in the millions and they were killed in the tens of thousands,
they
right?
Were punished for
even
it.
after. Yeah. They were punished for it, but even after that, 40 days after, they came back again, and they still said Javid Shah and Pahlavi will return. So they showed that they have been brave, but right now they've been told by their leader, by the leader of the revolution, by the leader of the Lion and Sun Revolution, that right now they need to stay home, and that's what they're doing, okay? Because they're trying to make sure that they're trying to reduce the casualty numbers. They're trying to reduce the loss of human life so that what happened in early January, hopefully we could avoid that. So the obstacle in the way of the Iranian people is way too high because it doesn't take that many people with guns to shoot into crowds of people. And because the Iranian people, even though they're very high in number, they're unarmed. And the IRGC and the Basijis are armed. And we also now have reports that the IRGC is giving guns to civilians, the minority civilian support that they have. They're just passing guns to them, even to children. 14-year-old kids are getting AK-47s because they know they don't have enough manpower, and they know that the Iranian people are about to come out very soon. So they're just hoping that the guns that they have is going to be good enough. So this is why we need the Israeli and American drones to reduce their suppressing power as much as possible before Prince Reza Pahlavi gives the command for them to come outside.
It's going to be an incredible sea change if that regime is finally to topple. I mean, there's so much more to ask you, but we're out of time. Thank you so much for the analysis, the assessments, and the updates. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, and I also just want to say I look forward for Iran. The Iranian people and the American people are already allies, but I can't wait for the day for our states to be allies again one day.
Thank you. Coming up, the one and only Alex Stein takes a spin on Headline Roulette, and we have quite the lineup. We'll be right back.